All right, so welcome to my backyard. My dog may join us too, you never know. But today, what I want to do, I've been getting a lot of requests for some simple videos that you can follow along and I'll do them with you. Okay, so I want to just start out super easy. 10 or 15 minutes, short in length, something that's doable at home. And if you can't get on the floor, I'm going to modify the exercises in the chair. So we're just going to do 5 different exercises. And I want you to remember that if something hurts, if you feel joint pain, if you feel muscle pain, I want you to stop and modify or completely don't do the exercise at all, because it's super duper important to distinguish from pain and just mild heat and discomfort in the muscle. All right, so we want to get a little uncomfortable, but we don't want to create pain and we don't want to cause more problems than we already have. As you all know, I'm about a year out from back surgery, so I had to go back and relearn all these movements I'm going to work with you on. I had to start in a chair because I was so stiff and so immobile. I really couldn't do anything for a couple of years. So over the course of the last 3 months, 3 to 4 months, I've really regained some of my flexibility, because even though I had my surgery in March, I had this idea that, I don't know, I was going to break or something. There was like a little element of fear post surgery. And yeah, and I was finally out of pain. So I didn't want to do anything to jeopardize that. But as I grew in confidence that everything was healing properly and the reassurance from my doctor that I could do things and resume things that I did before to my back injury a couple years ago. Okay, so the first exercise I'm going to show you is cat-cow. And this really, really helps release that lower lumbar. It feels good too. And it helps us inhale as we arch the back like a cow and exhale as we round it like a cat. This helps us breathe, diaphragmatically breathe. Breath in, expand that belly, breath out, contract. Again, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Kind of wakes up the spine. Now I'm going to show you how to do that in a chair. Okay, so if that's problematic and you can't get on the floor, that's okay. It took me a minute to get back down there on there too. Okay, your hands are on your knees. You're going to inhale, arch, look up, exhale, round. Inhale, arch, look up, exhale, round. Inhale, arch, look up, exhale, round. Just like that. Now, let's do 5 more. Let's do 5 more together, either in the chair or on the mat. All right, so here we go. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Good. All right, so come to neutral spine. Now, we're going to do what's called an active child's pose, okay? So you can sit back into your heels. And again, when I first started this, I literally couldn't get past here. So it takes a little bit of time and a little bit of patience, but your active child's pose. Come back. And this feels lovely on the spine and the sides of the back, and shift forward, pressing your hips forward. And then come back and press forward. Inhale and exhale. All right. Again, if you can't do this, there's Jimmy. If you can't do this on a mat, then you can do it using a chair. Okay, so let me show you how to do this. All right, so you want a chair that has a back. All right, here is your child's pose, your modified child's pose. Actually, I'm going to do it like this on the chair. Okay, on the seat rather. And then shift forward, just like that. And shift back and come forward. I actually like this one because you do get a nice hamstring stretch when you're here. So let's do 5 more just like this and come forward. Shift back and come forward. Let's do it 2 more times, okay? Shift back and forward. Shift back and forward. Good. All right, so now what we're going to do is a lunge into a twisting stretch, okay? This is going to be a little bit challenging if you're not used to doing any type of mobility work, but just do your best, okay? So you're going into a lunge. Now your hand is resting on the chair. You have your balance, okay? And you're going to spiral and reach up and look up. So your body is turning into the knee that is in front, okay? Your body is turning into that knee. And release down. Now, if you're on the ground, if you can get on the ground, you can bring your knee down and your hand down and open up. Or if you would like, lifting up. All right, so let's try it. Pick what you want. And remember, your body's going to turn into the knee. And hold it. And release. Good. All right, so now we're going to do that same thing on the other side. And I'm going to change directions so that I can still look at you guys. Okay, so opposite foot forward. And remember, your body's turning into the knee. All right. Sweep up and hold. Feel that stretch through the hip flexor. Again, drop the knee if you would like. It's totally up to you. Let your gaze go upward. Good. And release down. All right, so now what we're going to do is our up dog and down dog. Okay, so up dog, let me demonstrate this on the chair. All right, our up dog, you're simply going to press your hips forward, a little arch in the back, and look up. Shift hips back into your down dog. Again, forward, look up, hips come forward, and shift back. Let's do that twice more, and then we're going to try it on the floor. Shift forward, look up. And this is one of those moves I was really afraid to try after my surgery, but slowly and carefully I got there. And that's the whole thing. You got to really listen to your body. And shift back. All right, now let's give it a go on the floor or the mat. Okay. All right, I'm going to take my glasses off because they're getting in the way. All right, so we're going to tuck those toes. We're going to lift our hips up into our down dog. And shift forward. Now, what I like to do is come to my knees, slowly lower down, and then I push up into my up dog. And then back into my down dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, come forward, knees come down, shift forward, and then press up into a gentle up dog. And then shift back. Okay, so the final exercise I want to do with you today is a V-sit, all right? So, again, you can do this in a chair, and it's going to look like something like this because what we're going to focus on is increased mobility in the hips and in the hamstrings, okay? Sitting up nice and tall, feet wide, and we're going to extend and open up our chest. Let me turn sideways. Open up our chest and come forward. What would really help is if you had a table right here, okay? If you had a table to kind of rest on, so you get your balance here, because the idea is to open up the hips, open up the hammies. All right, so maybe a coffee table, you've got your chair and your coffee table here. Okay, now, if it's available to you, hit the floor. Well, don't hit it, but you know what I mean. Get on the floor. V-sit stretch. And I can tell you that this is a work in progress for me. Woo! I am still super tight. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of practice, but it's worth it. You feel better. You move better in space. Things don't hurt as much when you stretch and lengthen, but you want to do it in small, tiny increments, okay? So taking a deep breath in, exhale, coming forward, using the breath. Use the breath. And what I like to do in this position here is not only go center, but like turning towards one leg, stretching and focusing on this leg, and coming center again. And then going on the other leg, inhale, exhale. And then coming center. But remember, you can also, if you're on the floor, you can use that coffee table to kind of support your body and work your way out just a little farther, okay? So these simple stretches, these exercises, Jimmy's gonna come say hi. These simple exercises and these stretches really, really help keep us mobile. And make sure, you know, we're keeping our mobility, because it's one of those sneaky things, right? It's like, here today and gone tomorrow. What happened to my mobility? What happened to my balance? What happened to it? And then we're very rigid and stiff and we can't get up and down off the floor. So next week, that's what we're going to practice, is getting up and down off the floor. And I'm going to take you step-by-step process with that. So if you're a beginner, you'll be able to do it and get there gradually, right? If we can't do it all in one session, we're going to build on that. So stay strong, keep those quads strong, guys. Keep moving, keep walking, keep breathing, keep stretching, practicing that balance. And I want you to have a great week, and I will be back with you next week for another 10-minute stretch-a-thon with Christy. Have a great week.